97.7 KC Radio on an hour of power and leadership with me, Ryan Gomez. I have a special guest in the studio, and Brian McAleer is here. Brian McAleer is a life and a youth empowering coach. His philosophy in life is a road, more relatable to youth. He says life is, in general, is like a car. And it's like we are on the road and we are drivers of our own car. He helps youth and associates that experience in life with them. He gives them more opportunistic approach to empower them, if I can get my words right here, and realize that they're navigators of their own life and in control of where they go. Now he works with youth and schools and empowers them to the best of their ability. Now he's here to tell us more. Brian, welcome to an hour of power and leadership.
Hi, Ryan. Thanks for having me.
I got stuck there between trying to get your intro through, but we're on our way, right?
Yes, you summed it up very well. Thanks.
Okay, Brian, thank you for being on the show.
My pleasure.
Let's get straight into it. Brian, tell me, let's set the stage by tell us a little bit about your background, and if you can do that.
Sure. Well, my background is I've been working with young people in one form or another for about 7 years, and it all started for me when I headed overseas and worked on a US summer camp. And I'd heard about this experience from friends and family connections, and everyone raved about it and said it's the best gap year thing you can ever do. Mm-hmm. So I was looking for a gap year experience, and I went ahead and applied for that. And I got placed on this camp in a rural part of northeast Pennsylvania, which I knew nothing about. And it was a camp for children with special needs. Yes. So we're talking about children with conditions such as ADD, Asperger's, autism, learning and behavioural problems. And I didn't really have any previous experience working with young people before that. So I was really kind of thrown into the deep end there, but learned an incredible amount about working with young people, getting them to see past their disadvantages and past their limitations in a very fun and recreational way. And I also learnt a lot about myself working on that camp at the age of 21 and came back a changed person, and was originally going into that hoping that it would give me some idea of what I wanted to do with my life, and it did, and that was to help people, particularly young people. I feel I just have a really good connection with youth, and I believe that the young people of today are our future, and really need that empowerment and support to go where they want to go. So after I did camp, I went ahead and enrolled in my studies to become a youth worker, and that's where I started.
Great. My next question was actually something related to that. It was, how did you get started in the industry with the life coaching itself? I mean, you answered most of it, but what made you take the next step into life coaching as such?
Well, I've always had an interest in personal development, probably from the age of about 19 or 20. And that started when I picked up this book called Unlimited Power by Anthony Robbins. Yes. And it was very thick.
It's a great book, isn't it?
A fantastic book. Very thick, crammed full of information. And I started to read it. And that really got me to open up my mind to some different possibilities about how to achieve my goals and how to apply myself. And as I started reading that, I got more and more interested and took the next step and the next step and the next step. And then I contacted a life coach in Melbourne.
Yes. And
went and met with her and did an exercise called the Wheel of Life, which helped me establish where I was and where I wanted to go. I had some coaching sessions with her. I was about 23 at the time, and that took about 8 or 9 weeks. Every week I met with her and started to work on myself and work on my life. And by the end of that, I had this real shift. I had a different perspective on life and how to achieve things. And from then on, I got more interested and decided, you know what, I think I can do this. I want to do it for myself. Yes. And went and studied to become a life coach in 2009. Great. And I've been doing it ever since.
Great. Now, tell us, I was talking about life as a road. Can you tell us a little bit of this philosophy of yours, life as a road?
Sure. Well, something I like to do in my spare time is write. Yes. I'm a bit of a creative writer. Great. I've tried short stories, scripts, poetry, a bit of everything. And this actually came to me quite a while ago. I was sitting at my computer working on the story, and I got stuck. I had mental writer's block, didn't know where to go with it. And I just started typing spontaneously, and this passage just started to come out and
Mm.
evolve on the screen, called Life is a Road. And I started to develop it more. And it's a metaphorical way of looking at life in a way that's really relatable. We all drive cars, we all journey on the road. And as I started to explore this notion a bit more, I started relating to it ourselves and how we live as like driving down a road. When we drive down a road, we see signs. Sometimes we obey those signs, sometimes we don't.
Yes.
We pass other travelers on the road. Sometimes they're behind us, in front of us, in the opposite direction. We can get lost when we're traveling on the road if we don't have a map or a clear idea of where we're going.
Yep.
And you have a successful journey on the road when you know what your destination is and when you've got a map. And there is always more than one road to any destination. So I thought this really connects with life. We're all headed somewhere, and there's more than one way to get there, just like there's more than one road to get to any destination. So I've developed that idea more and more over the years. It's now in an ebook form, and I'm hoping to develop that as a interactive presentation with animation and special effects, which I can deliver to the world.
Wow, fantastic! That's really good. Now, what challenges have you faced as a coach helping youth yourself?
Well, the initial challenges I faced were not knowing how to ask the right questions, because coaching is all about asking questions.
Yes.
And when I explain coaching to people, they're like, "You're a life coach, so you're going to tell me how to live my life, are you?" I'm like, "No, not at all. No, my job is to ask you effective questions that help you get more clear about what you want.
Your destination.
Your destination, absolutely. And help you map out a road, and I'll be there and hold you accountable to those action steps that you take." So it was finding the right questions to ask and knowing which questions not to ask. So being able to adjust the way I asked those questions for certain individuals was different, because I haven't just coached youth, I've also coached other adults, people my age and people older than me as well.
Yes.
And it's about, the challenge is really listening. A coach listens more than anything else. They create a space for the client to open up and say what's on their mind. And in that listening process, you have to really keep an ear out for the key words that they're using, the things that are most important to them, and that will help you identify those underlying things like their values and their belief systems. So definitely listening was the most challenging part, but like with anything else, it gets better with practice.
Yes.
And it's helped me to become quite an effective listener today.
Great. How important is goal setting to you, and why?
Goal setting is extremely important to me, because whether or not we're aware of it, we are all working on goals. And I'm of the belief that no one is lazy or unmotivated. They just have goals that aren't inspiring them. Because as human beings, we're all moving towards something. We're all focusing on something. And sometimes we don't know what that is. We get confused and we get a bit clouded about what our goals are. So sitting down and spending the time to really think about what is my goal and how I'm going to do it will make the difference between whether you do what you want to do in life or you don't do what you want to do in life.
Fantastic. Great. I'm with McAleer, Mr. McAleer here, and he's a life coach and youth empowering coach, and he's giving us some great tips on life coaching as well. Brian, I was talking about interviews, actually. I was doing a little challenging question on interviews. Where do you see yourself 5-10 years from today, Brian? Or, and how do you see yourself progressing through that?
Yeah.